Willie D Live.
But yeah, Eric B and Rakim, he had an interesting 5-man crew with him. It was Rakim, it was Eric B, it was Ant Live, rest in peace, that's Eric's brother, who was a road manager. It was a guy named Johnny Turbo that was with him. I don't know why he was there, but every time I mentioned that to Rakim, he'd be like, yo. And then there was one other guy. His name was Kool G Rap. And all he had out was this a demo. And Rakim introduced him. He was like, yo, this my man G. He could rap. And when he said G, we was like, oh, all right.
Shout out to Kool G Rap.
Shout out to
That's
G
my
Rap.
dog.
Shout out to G Rap. But they was thinking, since we in Houston, oh, they don't know about G Rap. And then we said, yo, he got a couple joints out. I'm Fly. It's a demo. We was like, oh, that's Kool G Rap. Oh, like we knew who he was because Houston boomed in the early 80s. Everybody, the East Coast shut down, the Midwest shut down. So there's an influx of people from all over the country. And I like to say that I was a part of that foundation of hip hop in Houston. You know, the first rap club in Houston was called the Baby Grand. Ray Barnett. It was in Spring Branch. And that's
we can't give Spring Branch that kind of credit.
No, I hate to say it, but
we can't give them that
Willie D
credit.
is
Spring
the truth.
Branch ain't representing like that.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Money G. Hold on, I can tell you the cast that was in that. Yeah, Spring Branch. You remember Chris Gant and the Masters of the Mix? Well,
I can't say I do.
Chris, that was
It is amazing how you remember all this and names.
Yeah, Chris Gant was on KYOK, I believe. They had a crew called the Masters of the Mix. The Masters of the Mix, 3 of them was in high school at Spring Branch. Roland Jackson, Otis Jackson, who on a funeral home now. I can't think of Roland's last name, and Money G, Marcus Girotti, who him and you, I know you know who Born Twice is. Yeah. They was the ones.
Shout out to B2.
Shout out to B2 Omega. You know, they was the ones flying back, getting all them big name plates. Because Money was from Queens. That's what his name. They was getting, and they was hustling jewelry, all that. You know, this could go on forever. I give you the history of Houston because I was a part of that foundation. We poured the concrete. There just was no industry here, man. Houston got so much talent, bro.
Well, we were consumers early on. We were huge consumers. Like, this was, everybody came through here, and if they were hot,
they won.
They won big time.
Houston's not a place where, okay, I'm going to say this. Poor people in Houston ain't poor like other places. You got a job, you got a Honda Accord. They not po. They not as River Oaks, but Houston's a place where you could have some things, man. Mm-hmm. You know, having things. You could do that down here, man. You could do that here. And man, I was happy that we moved from Pittsburgh to Houston because I may be dead, locked up, because shit, 2 years in, my mother was like, I'm going back to Pittsburgh. I'm like, I'm not. All my dudes is locked up in jail selling dope. I wasn't built for that.
Right.
Nah, so I stayed. I had an apartment. I accidentally quit high school. You know, all kind of stuff, man.
How do you accidentally quit high school?
So I had an apartment.
I never heard that expression. I never heard anybody put those words together in sequence.
My older brother, he was here. My mother wanted to go back because I have a little brother. Like I said, my stepdad, she wanted to go back and be with her son because they agreed that he could stay up there. They back and forth with it. I'm like, December 25th when it's 70 degrees. I'm like, y'all can have that old cold. You know, it's in my heart, but I would never live there again because just the conditions. Mm-hmm. She goes back home. Me and my boy Ert, he had an apartment. He worked for a guy who owned apartments, and this is way out off like Willcrest, past Belford. You know what I mean? Back in them days, that was some lovely stuff. Dude on the apartment, we had a rent-free apartment, you know, and he was, you know, this same guy owned a furniture company that he rented, and so my boy Tom would go around collecting the rental money. Never paid that dude all the cash. So we was balling out of control. But I had an apartment there, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go to school. Boom. I had a friend whose parents got into an accident. And, you know, down here, you can get an emergency license and all that. And he had to go take his GED. You know, I was taking him to get it. We were in the Heights. And the lady was like, well, are you here to take the test too? I was like, so it's only $15. I'm like, fuck it. I go to take this test, right? I go back home. I ain't think nothing of it, man. First day of school comes around, and maybe 4 or 5 days before that, you received a high school equivalency. I passed that motherfucker with flying colors. I'm gonna be honest. Had I known it was that easy, I'd have took that shit in about the 9th grade. I keep it real. So, after about a week and a half, they get at my older brother. Older brother comes to the house like, man, what the fuck you doing in school? And my brother, again, he's a college guy, man, Man, F that. I was like, look here, big bro. Pop, pop. I ain't got to go back. I did this. He said, oh, you're going to school. And he got me in college. So that's that accident. I was just taking the motherfucker to take it.
That is accidentally.
I accidentally quit high school.
Quitting high school.
And God has a plan because now they calling me professor. And I ain't finished college either, so